Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And we're beginning our programs for the month of October by talking about the environment. And we want to help our planet and save money by not just recycling, but pre-cycling. I must admit, this is a new term to me. I had not heard this term before. I'm familiar with recycling, reusing things over and over again. But pre-cycling, what the heck is that?
Well, if you're pre-cycling, you're actually buying products or goods that aren't packaged or that have packaging that isn't quite as extreme as some packaging we see in Japan, for example. The Japanese love their pretty packaging. And actually, they do have beautiful packaging, I must say. But we're trying to cut down on waste. Wow, our earth is filling up with trash. Everywhere I look, there is trash. And now we've got masks to add to the trash. We've just got trash everywhere. So there's some smart people out there thinking, what can we do? So they're coming up with this concept of pre-cycling. Like Tom, I'd never heard of this before. So let's read through our article first, and then we'll talk about it.
After grocery shopping, we fill our cabinets and refrigerators with boxes, bags, bottles, and cans. After they're used, they get thrown away. Yes, some of them can be recycled, but is there a more eco-friendly way of doing things? This is a question that can be answered with pre-cycling. Pre-cycling is the practice of avoiding waste before it's created. Before you buy something, you should check how much packaging is included and if that packaging is recyclable. You can also check if that packaging is made from recycled materials or if the product needs packaging at all. The packaging-free store is one concrete example of pre-cycling. Instead of providing single-use packaging, these stores ask customers to bring their own reusable bags and containers when they shop there. One such store, Unpackaged.U in the Sancheong district of New Taipei City, has been growing in popularity. The store sells cleaning products, dried fruits, honey, fair trade spices, and organic food. The products there are sold by weight, and most have no packaging. The concept is not only ecological, but also economical. This is because customers buy only as much as they need instead of packages with set amounts. Pre-cycling helps us to significantly reduce the amount of waste we produce. By supporting pre-cycling, we help contribute to a cleaner Earth.
Let's go ahead and get started. We'll look at the title here, guys. It says Help Our Planet and Save Money by Pre-cycling. Pre-cycling, as we tried to explain, is the practice of reducing waste by trying not to buy items which generate or produce a lot of waste, or buy things that don't have any packaging at all. So we're going to talk about a store in Sancheong that's kind of cool. They offer some of these types of products that don't have a lot of packaging or none at all.
It's a pretty cool concept.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't know about this word before. It's kind of like when you buy a can of soda or a pop, you have the can and it needs to be recycled. But if you go to, say, a soda fountain or someplace like that, you order the soda and they serve it to you in a glass, then you don't produce any waste at all. There's no can or bottle that needs recycling. So it's a similar concept here. And here's the first paragraph. It says, After grocery shopping, we fill our cabinets and refrigerators with boxes, bags, bottles, and cans. So yes, indeed, you might drive down to your local supermarket and do your grocery shopping for the week. Or I guess you might also head to the traditional market and pick up stuff there. But I guess if you head to the supermarket, though, you're going to get more packaging, such as boxes, bags, bottles, and cans. And then, of course, when you get home, you load all those things onto your shelves and into your cabinets.
Yeah, of course, if you go into a supermarket, things are packaged. They do that for convenience, but also to keep us healthy and safe from people's sicknesses. There are reasons why we package things. But if you go to a traditional market, which we have many of here in Taiwan, it's true, they're not packaged. So you bring your own bag. I love to go to outdoor markets, if there are some. Even in New York City on the weekend, they had the farmers market that I love to go to. And you would bring your own bags. Of course, they would offer them to you as well if you didn't bring them with you. But it's nice to cut down on all the bags, especially the plastic that we're using these days. So yeah, after you go to the grocery store or supermarket, you come home and you fill your refrigerator with the produce and the products that you bought. And after they're used, you throw away the container, whether it's a box or a bag or a bottle or maybe a can. So yes, some of them can be recycled. Water bottles can be recycled, cans of soda or pop, as I call them. I want some pop or soda pop. You can recycle those too. But today we're going to focus on recycling. There's a more eco-friendly way of doing things. And this is a question our article asks, and yes, there is. It might be starting out kind of small. We only have this one store in Sanchong to use as an example. But I'm sure as time goes on, more and more companies will offer less packaging or no packaging at all.
I think there are some options in various hypermarts here where you can, get coffee beans or things like that. But it's still very limited.
Yeah.
So you might want to check out this store in Sanchong, which is actually very close to Taipei here. So it's very convenient to get to. They have MRT lines going over there and buses. So check it out. And moving on to the next paragraph here, we're starting by saying recycling is the practice of avoiding waste before it's created. That makes sense. Don't create the waste in the first place, then you don't have to worry about recycling it. And before you buy something, you should check how much packaging is included and if that packaging is recyclable. So if you go into your local supermarket, the Quanlian or PX Mart as it's called in English, and you decide to buy yourself a box of cookies. Well, that box of cookies, of course, will have the box that the cookies come in. And then when you open the box, usually the cookies are wrapped again in something else, some kind of plastic, or maybe it's aluminum foil or something like that.
Could be, yeah.
So that's a lot of packaging there. And you should check that box of cookies to see if anything is recyclable. The paper is probably recyclable, but the aluminum foil might be more difficult to recycle.
We still have to sort that, though, in my building. We've got recycle barrels in the basement, and we recycle everything. Probably some of it gets tossed out. Actually, years ago when I was in New York and I worked for the Kodak company, you don't hear that name anymore, I was working on a team that was doing a lot of research on recycling. Turns out that most of what we recycle gets thrown away.
I suspect that. It's just a lot easier to take that stuff. I was at the dump one time, and all the stuff from the recycling truck was going straight into the garbage truck.
Kind of sad.
It could have been the holidays, I don't know, but I suspect that a lot of stuff we try to recycle just gets thrown into the incinerator in Mujia there, at least here in Taipei.
Where it gets burned. Yeah,
exactly, in this incinerator. But again, you need to check the packaging and see if it can be recycled. Packaging, of course, refers to the things that wrap around the food, like the box, the aluminum foil, plastic, etc. That's all part of packaging. And you can also check if that packaging is made from recycled materials or if the product needs packaging at all. So these are some things you can check. Yeah, the packaging itself, is it new? Is it fresh? Or has it been recycled from paper from the past? And also, you need to look at that box of cookies and determine, could I actually buy those cookies without packaging? Yeah, you could maybe at a bakery or something like that, but unlikely in a supermarket.
True. Not in a supermarket. They have to wrap things to keep them safe and hygienic for people to buy. So, yeah, you can check if that packaging is made from recycled materials. It will say on the packaging, made from recycled materials, because companies like to brag about that. They feel good about it, and they want their customers or consumers to see that they're trying to keep the planet less filled with trash, you could say. So if your product is from one of these pre-cycling stores, you're not going to see any packaging. So if the product needs packaging, you're probably in a place where that packaging is keeping your product safe from other hands and the air and whatever, especially food. So product here is just a way to talk about maybe an article or some sort of substance that's usually manufactured in a factory and it's mass-produced. A product could also be something that just is a natural substance that maybe they put into a container. That's a product. So we use product quite often. If you're talking about the grocery store, you can go there and buy products, goods, and something called produce. Produce is actually alive, or it used to be alive, something that's grown in the field. So produce would include all of those fresh vegetables and fruits you see.
Greens and stuff like that, that would be produce. But again, we're talking about products that are packaged. And so to package, that's the verb. And then the actual product is packaging, which is non-count, by the way. How much packaging do these cookies require? And again, that refers to what is wrapped around the product in order to sell it in the supermarket or in the convenience store. Okay, that brings us to the midway point in our lesson for today. Let's take a break right now and listen to our Chinese teacher.
听众朋友大家好，我是安娜。我们这个月一开始呢就先带大家再来回顾一下一个很重要的议题，就是环境议题。因为说真的，垃圾太多，然后这个天气的变化剧烈，这个环保议题真的很重要。可是我们都知道像这种什么要回收重新再利用recycle, reuse 这些概念其实都说了好几十年了。大家知道现在有一种新的概念叫做预循环吗？这个预循环叫做 pre-cycle。 做回收之前，你不需要的包装不需要的东西根本就不需要再去直接变成产生很多的 waste， 产生很多垃圾。所以我们今天也会带大家看一个无包装商店，就可以告别包装的浪费哦。不过我们在第一段当中有看到这个所谓的预循环这个字它其实就出现在标题里面的最后面的所谓的 pre-cycle。 那么在第一段里面呢，最后一句话当中，我们用预循环就可以做好环保这件事情。那么同样在第三句呢，我们要复习一下环保这个关键字。好，在第三句逗点之后有一个 eco-friendly 这个字，我们把它抓出来看。所谓的 eco 呢，它指的是生态上的 ecologically， 它原来是从生态 ecology 这个字变化过来。那么我们在这里要用一个副词来修饰后面的 friendly， 所谓友善或者是没有伤害。所以环保我们以前都说要用 environmentally friendly， 你也可以说 ecologically friendly。 好，那所谓的预循环到底要怎么做呢？其实有4种做法哦。在第二段的地方我们看到，那这个做法这个字，我们看一下第二段的第一句，在中间有一个 practice。 practice 以前我们背它都是练习的意思嘛，其实 practice 就是大家都会采用的某一种做法，那它还蛮常出现在Customs and practices 这个片语当中，也就是我们说的风俗习惯。那这4种做法有什么呢？买东西之前呢，先检查一下它的包装到底有多少，它的 packaging 出现在同样第二段第二句的地方。然后这个包装呢，是不是可以回收？同样在第二段第二句最后一个字的 recyclable 是不是可以回收？第3种做法呢，好，如果真的需要包装的话，包装是不是由回收材料制成？那这样会比较环保。好，在第二段的第3句逗点前面 recycled materials， 它是不是用回收的材料做成呢？还是最后一个做法，基本上这个产品到底需不需要包装？如果不需要包装的话，就直接买就好了，那不就是可以告别回收，我们就可以做到预循环了吗
？We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. We're talking about the environment today. We're going to try to help our planet and save money at the same time. That's awfully great. We all want to save money, but we also want to keep our planet nice for the generations that follow us. So we're going to talk about pre-cycling. We found out that pre-cycling just means you try to avoid buying products that have a lot of packaging, or you go somewhere where what you want to buy isn't pre-packaged. For example, a traditional market. If you go to a traditional market here, you walk in and typically, the fruits and vegetables and things are just set out, and you can bring your own bags with you and take home what you buy.
Although most people don't.
Yeah, that's true too. I have seen people bring their bags. Sometimes I'm outside and I suddenly think, oh, here's the market. I'll just drop by and buy some things that I need. So I don't always carry a bag with me. Sometimes I try to, believe it or not. But I have to carry so much stuff already in my bag. I don't want to hurt my back. That's important too. So we're going to be talking about how to avoid waste before it's even created. And as we said, packaging includes all the materials that are used to wrap a product to keep it safe, new looking, so it lasts longer. A lot of the packaging we have for food just allows that food to stay fresh longer.
Indeed. So let's talk about a concrete example of a packaging-free store. Of course, we're talking about the concept of it, the idea, but this is a concrete example that you can actually see and you can actually go to. The packaging-free store is one concrete example of pre-cycling. Instead of providing single-use packaging, these stores ask customers to bring their own reusable bags and containers when they shop there. And I must say, this is not a new concept.
No.
When I went to university many years ago, there was the food co-op in town that sold bulk items, and you were expected to bring your own containers. It was kind of a environmentally conscious store, and I think most college towns have such a store. And so it's not a new idea, but maybe for places like Taipei, it is kind of a new concept.
Yeah, so unpackage.u is the name of this concrete example of pre-cycling. If you want to see what's in this store, you'll have to make your way out to Sanchong, which is in New Taipei City. I think it would be fun just to see what they're doing there, and maybe if you are young and ambitious and an entrepreneur, maybe you could check out what their store's doing and decide to follow suit or to copy their example and set up a store where you don't have a lot of packaging of your own products. So this is the store again. It's called unpackaged.u.
It's in Sanchong. So, yeah, go to Sanchong there and check out this store. It's in New Taipei City, and it has been growing in popularity. Popularity is the degree to which something is popular. So, of course, you're always worried about your popularity. If you are a politician or a celebrity, you want to be popular, so you're always concerned about your popularity.
Or if you're a YouTuber, an Instagrammer, influencer.
Exactly. So, indeed, this store is increasing in popularity. It's getting more and more popular. I must say it's probably mostly attracted to people who are environmentally conscious. I think most people are like, I don't have time to worry about that stuff. I don't want to bring my own containers. Where am I going to put them on my scooter? That's ridiculous. I just need someone to give me a plastic bag at the store, and I need to get home. I've got all sorts of things to do. But who knows? This might catch on.
Yeah, so what does this store sell? Well, it sells cleaning products, things that you use to clean your house with. Or maybe they might even have some cleaning products for outside of your house. They also have dried fruits, honey, fair trade spices, and organic food. Fair trade spices refers to areas of farming where they actually pay a fair price to the people who work on the farms. And so you feel like you're not getting a really great spice, but someone had to suffer for you to get a good price on the spice. So spices include things like cinnamon, nutmeg. What else is a spice?
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Well, those are herbs, but yeah, spices just make your food taste better. We love spices. Now, if you're into food, especially organic food, you're looking for food that hasn't had a lot of fertilizer put on it while it was being grown. It's supposed to be better for you, healthier for you. Actually, guys, our soil these days isn't very healthy. So what we're eating, whether it's organic or not, doesn't have the vitamins and minerals that our grandparents used to have when they had their fresh off the farm food. But it's good to try to get organic food. It could be a bit healthier. You definitely don't want to put all those pesticides and fertilizers into your mouth and system. They're not good for you either.
Right, so that's an example. This is an example of all the things that are sold in this store. And the products there are sold by weight, and most have no packaging. So when you bring your products to the checkout counter, they will be weighed there. To weigh is the verb there to determine how heavy something is, and how heavy something is its weight. So how much do you weigh, or what is your weight? Those are ways of asking someone their weight, basically, how heavy they are.
You could say, how fat are you? But that's not very polite.
That's pretty rude. Yeah, boy, you are pretty overweight there, man. You should go on a diet. I hear that a lot myself, actually. But in any case here, yes, they're sold by weight. And, of course, that means they have to weigh the items, and most of them will not have any packaging, so you'll have to provide your own, whether they be plastic containers or plastic bags or whatever. They don't necessarily need to be made from plastic.
I'm curious to see how they sell cleaning products, because usually cleaning products are in aerosol bottles that you can spray if you press on the button, or in a bottle because they can be dangerous for skin. So I'm curious to see what kind of cleaning products they have. Well, this concept or idea, that's what concept means, is not only ecological or good for the environment, but also economical, good for your pocketbook. It's a lot cheaper. This is because customers buy only as much as they need instead of packages with set amounts. Now, if you have a small family or if you're living by yourself, this is a great way to shop because you don't have to buy so much. For example, I rarely go to Costco because everything is sold in such large quantities. I can't eat it fast enough or put it anywhere because I live in a small apartment. So sometimes this is a great way to shop. Just buy what you need and go home with that. So moving on to the final paragraph, pre-cycling helps us to significantly reduce the amount of waste we produce. Significantly is an adverb, and we use it to talk about something that's pretty important or great in amount. So here it just means you're reducing a great amount. So that's a good goal to have, I think, for everyone.
It certainly is, so we want to significantly reduce the amount of waste we produce. Of course, there is quite a bit of waste that we produce, and maybe we think we're not so bad because we have all this recyclable stuff that we give to the second truck that comes along. The first one, of course, is the garbage truck. So we throw our garbage in there, and then the next truck comes, which is for recyclables, and that's great. You know, we give it to them, but who knows how much of that stuff is actually being recycled. So pre-cycling is probably the better way to go about this if you're concerned about the environment. And if you support pre-cycling, you can contribute to a cleaner earth. So here we've got the phrase to contribute to, which means you make a contribution to something, you help something out. You can do this with money. You can contribute money to a charity, for example. This also means to donate. That's a little different. You can donate blood, for example. You wouldn't contribute blood. You would donate blood. But here, you're contributing by using efforts. Okay, so you're contributing to a cleaner earth by pre-cycling and not producing so much trash.
Yeah, notice that we're saying contribute. So the strong accent is on the second syllable. If you're studying in England, they say contribute, just the opposite. So contribute is American English and pronunciation. So I'm gonna go check this place out. I'm curious to see what they're about and how they're doing things. Right now, we're gonna listen one more time to our Chinese teacher.
所以啊，像无包装商店就是预循环一个实例，因为如果这个产品真的不需要包装的话，干嘛要包装？我们自己拿环保袋去装就好啦。我们在第3段第1句看到这个所谓的无包装商店，叫做 packaging free store。这个什么什么 free 啊，我们常看到的类似像是无糖 sugar free， 无麸质的东西叫做 gluten free。GLUTIN， 麸质是最近啊还蛮夯的一个蛮多人都会对它过敏的一个东西，所以有时候会选择无麸质的东西 gluten free， 不需要包装的 packaging free。 像这种无包装的商店就是一种实例，那基本上它就是不提供一次性的包装，所以我们自己去买东西就要带袋子啊或者是容器。那像这样子的商店呢，像在新北3重有一间 Unpackaged You 就很受到欢迎哦。在第3段的第3句，我们来看一下第2个单字 such 这个字啊，这个形容词，注意它是一个形容词，叫做这样的。哪样的呢？文意上就是跟上文提到的相关，所以我们在这里提到是没有包装的商店。这样的商店，形容词后面再加上一个名词 one such store， such 形容词，这样的。好，所以他卖什么东西呢？卖一些清洁用品啊、果干啊、蜂蜜啊，甚至还有很多的有机食品。所以东西都是按照重量来出售，大部分都是没有包装的哦。所以这种概念是很环保，而且也很节省。我们同样看第3段第6句的地方，首先先把 not only but also 抓出来，它是一个对等连接词片语，在这里连接2个形容词，一个形容词叫做 ecological， 就像我们刚刚讲到第1段的所谓的 ecologically friendly 环保那个字。好，基本上不仅是很环保 ecological， 而更为节省。我们来看一下economical 这个字，这个字跟另外一个形容词长得很像，另外一个形容词叫做经济，跟经济学有关的 economic。 这个比较短的 economic， 我们常会说经济成长 economic growth， 经济衰退 economic recession， 那它指的是跟经济学有关的。可是 economical 这个 CAL 结尾比较长的形容词，它指的是比较节省。那因为按照重量出售，也不需要有包装的成本，所以当然是比较便宜呀。感觉上是便宜，其实就是节省的意思。好，所以顾客呢，只要买固定的数量，不需要买一包一包的东西。接下来同样在第3段第7句的地方，我们特别把 as 这个句型抓出来。我们先看动词的 buy， 我们顾客呢，只需要买这么多就好了 buy much。 到底多少呢？ as much as they need， 如同顾客所需求的那么多，所以第2个 as 就翻成如同顾客所需求的那么多 buy as much as they need。 所以大家有空的话，或许也可以到这个无包装商店去走走，我们也可以一起来做预循环哦。以上是今天的内容，我是安娜，我们下次见。
That's it for today, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and please join us again next time for another edition of our program. And hopefully all of us can practice pre-cycling to help save the earth. From all of us here at English Digest, my name is Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.